All right, let me know when. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from east side of Austin, Texas. A lot to catch up on, but the first thing we need to do is introduce a new moderator today. We have Jordan joining us. Jordan will be in the background. He's happy to be here. He'll be in my ear, describing kind of what's going on. And forgive me, I'm a little distracted. I've got to navigate, so just let me stay focused here. I'm on some back roads east of Austin. It was a little hectic getting out of Austin this morning with the rush hour, and I left right at sunrise, but it was really cloudy and lots of traffic, and been riding about 3 hours this morning so far, and we have a lot to catch up on. So let me get started. First of all, we had a huge bump in our donation to this weekend, and I think we're way over 20,000 now. And so thanks to everyone for participating. We're really excited about the progress there, and people are really generous in their contributions. And this week we hope to get some of our corporate sponsors on and have them chit-chat a little bit on our sessions. So last time we talked, I was heading into El Paso, and now I'm east of Austin. So for those of you who didn't catch it on social media, on Instagram, I went ahead and for a variety of safety reasons, I talked a little bit about it on Thursday, took Amtrak from El Paso to Austin, Texas. That train left Saturday night, and I got in Sunday morning, and then I put my bike back together there and rode to the east side of Austin. So that part of the trip, and I'm glad I did. There were some winds clocked at over 100 miles an hour in West Texas this week. Last week, I'm sorry. And so it just was not going to be in the cards to do West Texas. And when I got on the train and saw how remote it was, it just made sense to do that for safety reasons. We still have plenty of riding to go. I estimate still a lot of, we're taking a left here, a lot of riding left. And so you all continue to join the journey. So what did I do for those 2 days or day and a half? I went to Fort Bliss, Texas, and spent some time with some folks on Fort Bliss, some medical service corps leaders who have been instrumental in pandemic response. For those of you who may not know, I host a podcast, silvercaduceusassociation.org. You can look it up. Forgive me, I'm having a time talking today. Silver Caduceus Association. It's on Apple Podcasts. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. And so I haven't posted that interview yet, but I interviewed commander of the field hospital and his XO, executive officer, and had a great conversation about the work that they did and are continuing to do for pandemic response, medical support, and various regions of the U.S. So that was an amazing experience just to be able to chat with them I also talked with the on Saturday morning hospital center commander. He met me. We had a smoothie together at the food court on Fort Bliss, and we didn't share one smoothie. We each had one, just to clarify. So we anyway, we chatted about his role, and it was just great. I met him before at Fort Detrick, and now he's a bigwig in the Medical Service Corps, Army, and so he's done some great work. And he gave me a tour of Fort Bliss. We chatted about the impact of COVID on active duty there, and just some of the challenges they had. So it was just great catching up with him. One thing I'm just going to forewarn you all, I've been chased by probably 10 dogs already this morning, so I'm on the lookout. If I get startled, it'll be a dog. They just come out in the road and come after you, and I'm not in the mood to get bit and have to go get a rabies shot and all that. So so he then took me to I guess there's a high point in El Paso famous for, oh, here we go. Here's a dog. They're behind a fence. That's good. Yeah, they're secure. Yeah, cattle, and I actually got chased in the street by dogs this morning. They were coming pretty close. German Shepherds, and they weren't all that friendly. Yeah, Rich, it's a little rough this morning. So he took me to a kind of a viewing point, lookout point, and we could look, kind of see the whole border between El Paso and Juarez, Mexico, and got a kind of lay of the land, and it was just really exciting. I think I posted some of those photos on Instagram, so I would invite you to go check those out. He took me then to the train station. I was advised the famous 3 words, due to COVID. Amtrak advised me they no longer have a baggage car that accommodates bicycles, so I would have to disassemble my bike, put it in one of their boxes that they would charge me for, and then they would transport it that way. So I had to disassemble my bike. Not a huge deal, just an extra aggravation. Then got on the train, rode all night, got to Austin, had to do the thing in reverse. Then I was just really excited when I got there. Met another Medical Service Corps officer through a mutual friend. He got there as I was finishing up my bike reassemble. He now works for a great company called WellMed. They do work for Medicare Advantage. And Craig brought his mountain bike and he rode with me out of town to the east side of Austin. So it's great to spend some time with him on that journey, and it was just really a refreshing and pleasant experience just to really just chat with somebody in person. I've been doing that periodically, but by far, as you see, as Rich has pointed out, very rural out here. Now, I didn't start that way today, but it got pretty rural after about 20 miles of riding this morning. So yesterday, met up with a friend who actually introduced me to Anne-Marie, who people know, my wife, and she introduced us, and so she brought her husband, and they brought a resupply package that Anne-Marie had FedExed to them. And so, welcome resupply package. Needed some of that stuff, and actually I needed all of it. I didn't leave any of it. There's some dogs there. They're behind a fence. That's good. Yeah, I've got a little more than water bottle. I got pepper spray, so if they get too close, unfortunately, they just came out of nowhere. I couldn't reach for it in time. Had to just kind of intimidate them down, but so yeah, that kind of catches you up. It was great to see Jackie and David. They brought the resupply package and had dinner with them, and so they claim they're going to make me a t-shirt to I got a truck behind me, so he's looking at how to get around me on this rural road here. So you can see it's not very wide. Look, I let him go around. All right, so they're going to make me a t-shirt, kind of scared straight with goat head on, with a goat head on it, to kind of symbolize the challenges I had with the flats there in New Mexico. But all good, all funny, good stuff. So that catches us up. Jordan is moderating, like I said, and so Jordan, you want to catch us up on the chat? All right. Yeah, so Jordan was just catching me up on the chat, and I think we're caught up. We talked with Rich and First Coast Knitters, and then he asked a question about the West Texas risk management plan, and went into that decision. There were a variety of factors. First and foremost was the wind. If I'm riding a tailwind, I can make pretty good progress. If I get any crosswind or headwind, the experience has been assuming a flat road, and I'll get to that in a second because it's not at all flat in West Texas. A flat road, my speed will drop below 10 miles an hour to 6 or 8, depending on the speed of the wind. And then I have to kind of calculate how many miles I need to cover. There's just vast miles and miles and miles of space in West Texas, and it's desert. And after riding the train, it actually looks more deserty than Arizona did. There's just no services out there. So there are several spots where it could have been 2 days, up to 3 days without any water. So that would have been tough. The other, so that was the main thing. And then, as I mentioned, the elevation change. There's a lot of climbing out there, a lot of climbing into the mountains, and it's all desert and space between services. And so it was just, and then they clocked wind speeds this past week at over 100 miles an hour. So, and as you can see, it's windy today. You're probably hearing it. I've got a headwind all day today here because I'm heading southeast, and there's, kind of east southeast, and the winds are coming from right off the nose. So you probably hear some of that today as well. I've learned a lot of things out here. Wind is a big part of it, and services. For those of you who, I'm not suggesting you do, but if you do, you kind of live on the coast or big city, kind of live in urban environments. By far, that has been the exception in my experience. The United States is vastly rural. And lots of rural across the, I mean, I've been, now I'm in central Texas, and you kind of see it's very rural. I mean, there are pockets of it, but so Rich is asking why such a back road. This is, I didn't start that way, and I intentionally didn't stream my start because I was on very, very congested roads. I almost got sideswiped 3 times by various trucks. And what motorists don't realize, I mean, the analogy I would use is, if you're going down an interstate highway, let's pick I-95. If you're riding down I-95 and you see a cinder block in your lane of travel and you're going 70 miles an hour, you would have to swerve to avoid that cinder block, or you would risk doing substantial damage to your vehicle. Well, I have the equivalent of cinder blocks in the bike lane. I've got all kinds of debris, metal objects, concrete objects, wood, you name it. And it's all there. And so I have to go into the traffic lane a lot of times just to avoid it. And of course, motorists expect me to be in the bike lane regardless of the debris, and they'll just cut it close as they go by me. And it just gets to, it gets pretty, I do the best I can. I either have to stop or, kind of time it so they go around, but just spread the word to your friends who are motorists to give me 5. That's all I'm asking. Give me 5 feet. That's all I ask. So, my mom saying hi this morning. Great to have her, as always. So let me just make sure I'm still on track here, because I am having to navigate as I go. I don't recognize that road, but that's a different road. I think I'm still on Shiloh. Let me pull over and just get the GPS up here, because I want to make sure, because I'm on the paper map today, and I had a 4 mile bogey already this morning. Missed a turn on the paper map and had to backtrack, and it's just all part of the process. So Shiloh, yep, still on Shiloh. I'm gonna be on here a while. Good, yep, and then I think I go to 304. Yep, cool, I'm on track. All right. Yeah, so today the weather, now I get the spring stuff, right? So I had desert weather, sunny, windy. Now I've got windy and cloudy, and there are 2 fronts moving in. One tonight overnight, so that's good. The rain will pass overnight. And then Wednesday again, it's supposed to be raining all day. So I get into the rain season here, because it's springtime, East Texas, and it's just they've just had crazy weather. All the locals I talk to, every one of them says it's just been crazy. Yeah, you lost me, because I'm probably riding through remote parts, so. Okay, well, you're not old. The old folks aren't old. They're out there. They're doing the support means a lot. It means the world, and we all have seasons in life, and what you're doing now is just as important. So, thank you for your support. I think First Coast Knitter said something about go Aggies. I knew I'd get that because she's an Aggie, because I'm going to be going just south of College Station where she went to school. So this whole trip is to prove that I'm not a 2%er. So Jordan is being a great moderator. He's asking me cool questions. He's asking me what the coolest thing I've seen. I was really, a couple of things I was really looking forward to was we got some dogs. So here they are. Get down. Get down. Yeah, I'm good. Just had to spin my head because they were coming at me on both directions. I hit him with a little of my friend there. I put him back. So, landscape was there you go. There's some cattle going by. That's where we are. Oh wait, before I answer that question, I know you all have wanted to see it. Here we are, first one I've seen yet. Longhorn cattle. Be going by some longhorn cattle up here, and they're on the left side of the screen. Yeah, some Texas Longhorns. They're very curious. They see my blinky light. They're like, whoa, who's that guy? That's pretty cool. All right, yeah, so the landscape, certainly the desert, had its own beauty to it. It was equally beautiful as much as it was intimidating, simply because it's massive distance between services. It's very rural. Kind of, you don't have good cell coverage in a lot of spots, and so that, but you know, it was still rugged. That's really what I expected, but it was just great to see it up close and personal on the landscape. So, this guy's yeah, it is. Now I'm gonna let him go. He was stopped, now he's going again. His cattle. You can kind of see they're right in front of me. Cattle truck. All right, it says I stay straight on Shiloh here. I'm gonna cross this real busy road, so just thank you for your patience. This is 20, which I just came off of right before the stream, and then it took me back roads into here. So, yeah, so back going again, and next turn is 304. So y'all need to be on the lookout and go into chat if you see Route 304. Route 304. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got really bad cell service here, Jordan. Do you have me now? Yep. Sorry. Yeah, it's I'm in a real shoddy. As you see, I'm in and out of cell service. Did I lose you again? Yeah. I lost Jordan. You got me now? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, sorry, Jordan. I'm in a real kind of tough cell area here. Yeah. How's the picture looking? Is it breaking up too? Okay, good. Yeah, that's probably cell. Okay, yeah, so sorry, it's also, I'm kind of on the east side of Austin. I'm just on a fringe of hill country, and the hill country is a lot of ups and downs here. So we have still have a lot of rolling terrain to get through. I got a bad cell again, Jordan. Okay. No, it's probably wind. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in and out of cell coverage here. And oh, cool. Oh yeah, Peter's wanting to know if I'm a 98%. I'll take 98%. That's a solid A. Thanks, Peter. Always appreciate your British humor. Yeah, Jordan's asking me the feeling questions, kind of how you maintain resiliency, I think is kind of what he's getting at. And it's, the resiliency is a challenge just day to day, and I've kind of talked about it all along. You don't want to let any one day get you really good, feeling good, or really feeling bad. And so you want to stay level. And, it's like I think we as people, we crave good things to happen to us, and we welcome the good things, and, they make us feel good, and we're happy when the good things happen to us. But I would also argue that, it's equally important to embrace the challenges, because the pressures that hit us make us stronger. And it's really easy to kind of get one-sided focused and only welcome the good things that happen to you, and not understand that, sometimes it's the adversity that's actually designed to, for those of you who may not be endurance athletes or athletes at all, it's to be an athlete, you can't just hop off the couch and go out and win a race. It takes training, and the training hurts. I mean, I've talked to countless pro athletes, and every one of them has the same story. They're like, Dave, it never gets easier. You just go faster. They come across the line throwing up and bonking, falling out, passing out, depending on the size of the race. And they emerge victorious because they put in the hard work. And that's kind of what this journey has been. It's you have to know that the adversity is coming, and then what are your action steps and to deal with adversity. So that's a long way to answer your question, Jordan, but there's plenty of things that'll beat you up out here, plenty. And it may be that one extra thing that sends you over the edge. I've had that happen before. It's like, people ask me, like when I was in combat, like, were you scared to get shot at? I'm like, no, we got shot at every day. I never was afraid to get shot at. We got rockets incoming all the time to our operating base. It was that internet, when that would go down, boy, that was my panic attack for that day. That's the one that sent me over the edge, because that meant that our whole team couldn't communicate. And so, you know, everyone has their own trigger. There's the Texas flag on the left. Yep. Yeah, so Cheryl, you may have joined a little bit late. I don't know. I covered that in detail earlier. I had some great meetings. I did a podcast. So just a recap for those of you who don't know, I host a podcast. You can find that on Silver Caduceus Association. You can search that wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon. I haven't posted that episode yet for obvious reasons. I have some audio editing to do, and my next rest day, maybe I'll do that. But I hosted a podcast there at Fort Bliss. But while you're waiting for that to be posted, you can catch up on the other 10 episodes. But pretty nice. Yeah, this is a much wider road here. A nice landscape. Working our way through East Texas for several more days, probably a week or so, and then into Louisiana. So you can see there's just kind of, it's rolling up and down, up and down. Jordan, how long we've been streaming? Okay, that's cool. I think we could probably make another 15. I just want to see where I am here at this intersection, if this is 304 or if this is my... So the goal today is, I mean, if I'm coming into Bastrop here shortly, and it's just after 11. I've been riding almost 4 hours because I was trying to get ahead of the wind. So I didn't have a choice to make. Do I ride all afternoon to get to LaGrange? Or I'm going to stop here, folks, and check the map. I'm pretty sure this is 304, which kind of takes me to the backside of Bastrop. Yeah, I'm getting close. Yeah, this will be 304, and then I head right into the frontage road. So I'm going to have lunch in Bastrop, and my wife will correct me, I'm sure, on how I pronounce Bastrop, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Bastrop was a solid goal today, and then I'll have lunch in Bastrop and decide, do I go to LaGrange, take the risk? Problem is, the winds get more throughout the afternoon. I'll be heading into a direct headwind, so do I want to suffer from 4 more hours, which is about what it'll be, or do I just play the long game here, knowing that Wednesday we got more weather coming. Tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful, so I can easily get a long day tomorrow without the wind. So we'll see. Yeah, Jordan's asking kind of how do you, what's the strategy? You know, the short answer is I make it up as I go. And literally sometimes I made it up that day. Well, I had tailwind. I did 118 miles across the Sonora Desert, and that was just a unicorn day. And then I tried to pull that off again in New Mexico, and you saw what happened there. So it's like, as you know, you had the best of days and the worst of days, and it was the same decision, you know, the tailwind. So I think here, what I find is if I get some food on board, I make better decisions. so I'm gonna have lunch up here. I'm gonna have lunch and figure it out. Kind of go from there. That's kind of the idea. But we're coming into Bastrop now, and kind of find yeah, the shoulder here is good. And I met a guy who actually saved my bacon yesterday. He was riding as I was just taking the 10-mile route. I took, you know, just a 10-mile route to get out of downtown Austin, and he actually does the mapping for the Adventural Cycling Association. He was out riding. He was checking the maps. He goes, "Hey, I just let you know, like 6 miles ahead, the road is closed." And I'm like, crap, let me write this down. And he's like, "Good news is you could go through it. It's not a problem." So sure enough, I got there, barricades up. He goes, a little rough, but just ride straight through. And I did. You know, the construction vehicles were there. They're building a bridge, but the old road's still there. And, you know, they just waved at me. And I mean, you know, it worked. So that probably saved me at least 5 miles this morning. Because, you know, I would have seen that and been like, oh, no, what do I do? Follow a detour. I mean, it was, we call that trail magic, you know. I've had that happen numerous times. People just show up at the right time, and that's the beauty of this, is people just, if you ask for help, people help. There's a sign, Bastrop city limit, so we're getting close. And it's 11. Yeah, so I'm supposed to take a frontage road up here. You probably don't see it coming into view yet. There's a main road, and we don't ride the main road here, so turn on a frontage road. And what I'm going to do, Jordan, just because you know, these are sketchy times trying to navigate through cities and towns, and even though Bastrop is not gigantic, but it's, we'll stop the stream at the stoplight up here. And so I'll decide after lunch if I go to LaGrange or stop here. Actually, what I'm going to do is probably pull into this Texaco, because it'll be a lunch stop. And I'll kind of decide from there. So that's off to the left up here. And there's no cars behind me, so we'll just pull off. Get in front of this car. Yeah, I'm going to stop here at this Texaco. There's Crystal. Is that Crystal Burgers, or? I know that's a famous burger joint here in this region. If there's a mart there, I can get a good lunch, and got to make a decision at that point. So we'll see. The winds don't seem too bad, but they're bad enough. So John should be stopping here shortly, yeah? $2.69 for gas here in Texas. I don't need to know. As I mentioned in El Paso, here's the strategy, Jordan. The biggest strategy of the day is how to approach a gas station. And I thought I was going to have a ramp there, and I didn't. So you have to find because I'm towing, so I have to figure out where where to pull up. This one's a little tricky, but we'll make it work. All right, that's it, folks. Have John stop the stream if he hasn't already, and